Good afternoon, I'm Herman Green with the Midday News. Special welcome if you're on onespotmedia.com. A reminder as well that you can watch TVJ live by downloading our One Spot Media app in the Google Play Store or the App Store. That's the number 1 followed by the words Spot Media. A 16-year-old girl and a man who is believed to be her relative were shot and killed in Linstead St. Catherine on the weekend. The teenager, who was a student of Mushet High School in Trelawney, has been identified as Octavia Leslie of Deeside in the parish. The man has been identified as 35-year-old Lerude Hartley of 4th Street in Linstead. It's reported that between late Saturday and early Sunday, Octavia and Mr. Hartley were at a function in Linstead when they were shot and killed. Representatives from the Ministry of Education will be visiting the school today to offer grief counseling. And arrangements are being made for an early autopsy on the bodies of the 2 girls which were found on Saturday at an apartment off Washington Boulevard in St. Andrew. Investigators are still trying to ascertain the circumstances which led to the deaths of 4-year-old Rosrika King and 5-year-old Rosrick King. Their 15-year-old brother was questioned by investigators shortly after the bodies were found. Head of the Criminal Investigation Branch, Acting Deputy Superintendent Elan Powell, last night gave an update on the probe.
We are very concerned that up to now we have not been able to make a determination in this murder. We're going to rely heavily on the postmortem report. We're hoping to have a postmortem very early in the week, and that will help us to determine what was the cause of death. From there, we will continue our investigation. We are anxious to at least arrive at a position on this death as to whether or not it was murder, who would have been responsible.
It was reported that on Friday, the mother of the 2 girls left them with their 15-year-old brother at an apartment on Gilmore Drive and traveled to Ocho Rios St. Anne to do business. About 4 o'clock Saturday morning, she was informed by the teenager that his sisters were motionless and bleeding from their nostrils and mouth. Doctors at the Bustamante Hospital for Children conducted a preliminary examination of the bodies and reportedly told investigators that the injuries were consistent with strangulation. The Clarendon police are awaiting the results of an autopsy on a body that was removed from a pit on Salt River Road in Longville Park on the weekend. Residents called the police on Thursday because of a foul odor coming from a pit behind the unfinished house. Police found the body but were not able to remove it, so they called the Mapin Fire Department to help. After several attempts, firefighters removed the body Saturday evening. The body is believed to be that of a man who disappeared in the area last week while hunting for crabs. Family members say the clothes are similar to those belonging to their missing relative. The Nursing Council of Jamaica, NCJ, says changes are coming to the Nursing and Midwifery Act to include regulations for midwives and advanced nursing practitioners. Chairman of the NCJ, Dr. Leela McWinney Dehaney, was speaking at the recent symposium for nurses. She encouraged the nurses to carry out their duties with compassion.
The plans are, as they would say, in the pipeline, and hopefully we will turn on the pipe soon, to engage our professionals and our assistive supportive personnel in a more meaningful way.
A community outreach program from the National Health Fund, NHF, is helping to address the resource challenges at public health facilities. Under the outreach program, the NHF provides some resources to upgrade public health facilities and engage residents to provide voluntary labor. The latest project saw an estimated $2 million facelift of the Watermount Health Center in the West Central St. Catherine constituency of MP and Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. Apart from a long-standing water problem, those who work at the facility say they had been struggling with a termite infestation in an old structure.
This Watermount facility is a relatively old building, needed a facelift, and we initiated, and NHF came out and rose to the occasion, and we have 20-30 persons here who are from the community actually participating. Painting, doing a little repairs to the upper roof, cutting the yard, cleaning up, any debris that is around, basically giving it a facelift.
And it really gives you a good feeling when you come to work and see you have a nice clean building to work in. We know that we would need added things to the building, but for right now, I accept this facelift that we get.
Residents in Wakefield, St. Catherine protested against the deplorable road conditions in their community this morning. They demand that the government officials who are responsible for the area intervene and resolve the long-standing issue. A taxi operator who traverses the Wakefield route expressed his frustration with the bad road conditions.
The poor road condition is worse over Wakefield, so we need road.
No representation. Nobody to represent us.
So that's why they decided to protest this morning.
That's why this is how we decided to protest this morning.
Another resident says her health has worsened since moving to Wakefield.
Just come live at Wakefield, and from come live at Wakefield, my asthma rise up when me come out in a car. We are dusty and the road bad. Me have to stop come a road. Cause the road stay bad. It does terrible over here. We need road.
So what you want to do?
We need road. The road need to fix. The road need to fix. You understand? It doesn't affect my asthma.
Want to know where's Mr.
And we want to know why politicians them there. We want to see them. Suck all of them we want to see. And Pickersgill. The road want to fix, man.
The 4th United Nations Global Road Safety Week will be observed today through to next Sunday under the theme Slowing Down Saves Lives. As the island continues to grapple with increases in motor vehicle crashes, injuries and road fatalities, at least one motorcyclist is expressing concern that road users are not observing safety measures when using the roadway.
I'm just concerned that, the cyclists today are not really interested in wearing the safety helmets and other gears that is available. It's most important that your gears up when you're going on the road because it can save a life.
She noted that wearing a helmet can be the difference between life and death.
Well, it can protect the head in terms of trauma injuries, and it's not like a blunt force to the head where something is protected to cushion the impact. As well as, the knee pads, the elbow gears and all of that. You just need to protect yourself and, help to others as well.
The main event of the Road Safety Week's activities will be held on Wednesday, May 10 at the Office of the Prime Minister, beginning with a courtesy call on Prime Minister Andrew Holness. The UN has announced its continued support to Jamaica in its bid to reduce road traffic deaths and injuries by 50% by 2020. The main group representing household helpers has served notice that it will be making a formal request for the increase in the national minimum wage. Members of the Jamaica Household Workers Union will meet this week to finalize its application. President of the union, Shirley Price, told our news center that an increase in the minimum wage is long overdue. She said an adjustment was expected in January.
Definitely, we will be seeking an increase. Presently, we are organizing our meeting with the executive where we will look at how much we will be asking for. So on Friday will be our meeting. So after that, we will submit our application to the Minister of Labour.
The minimum wage was increased last year from $5,600 to $6,200. And industrial security guards are also awaiting word from the Minimum Wage Advisory Commission on whether they will be taking home additional pay. President of the Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees, Vincent Morrison, says the guards have not decided on the rate of increase they are seeking. He outlined other pressing issues the guards want addressed.
They don't get vacation leave, they don't get sick leave. The ladies, the women in the security guard industry don't get maternity leave. And the whole question of natural justice as it relates to disciplinary measures against the guards. These are perhaps the most vital issue that affects the guards at this time. What we need at this time is the question of representation for the guards. The guards need a voice, somebody to speak on their behalf. And that is what is of paramount importance.
In an effort to address the issue of delinquency in property tax payments, residents of St. Elizabeth were again urged to pay their property taxes at the town hall meeting held last week. Former Mayor Derek Sangster, who is also chairman of the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation, reinforced that it is vital that they pay their property taxes to ensure better services from the local authorities in the parish. He lamented that the parish has been underperforming as a result of poor service.
We cannot allow this blight to rest on us that we are the greatest underperforming parish. And if I use a more sort of dressy word, because you know when I hear say boy we lost we at the bottom, it sound, you know, it pain your heart.
Minister of Local Government and Community Development Desmond McKenzie also addressed the town hall meeting. He stated that the readjustments that were made to the property tax regime will see significant reductions for some property taxpayers, while some will pay more and others will pay the same amount. He outlined the concerns for St. Elizabeth complying with the property tax regime.
Of the $7.44 billion that was collected island-wide for property taxes, the people of St. Elizabeth only contributed 5% of that, which worked out at about $344 million.
He stated that as of April 1 this year, property owners in St. Elizabeth owe over $1.7 billion in property taxes. He further stated that the country's debt could be significantly reduced if parishes such as St. Elizabeth pull their weight by paying their property taxes. And that's the Midday News. I'm Herman Green. Join us at 7 for the Primetime News Package. On behalf of our news, sports and production teams, good afternoon.